Hi yogis, it's our favorite time to do a little bit of restorative. So today in this class we are going to do a little bit of what I like to call soothing. So we are going to get into the shoulders and neck a little bit and end up in a nice juicy Shavasana. So perhaps a block today if you like. It's not necessary, but there is one juicy shape that we're going to do towards the end that will be very helpful if you do have a block. All right, my friends, let's begin with some gentle neck rolls. So find your way to any seat that feels good and just intuitively move your neck and shoulders, maybe taking some circles. Maybe a little side to side or some shoulder shrugs, which is always hard for me to say. Tuning into what your body needs from you here. So finding some movement that makes sense, finding some movement that kind of calls to you here. And then we're going to head to child's pose. So finding your way there in your own time. If those shoulder rolls feel good, you can kind of stay there for a few minutes, hit pause, do whatever you need to do. But we are going to keep on moving. So big toes touch. Sit yourself back first. So knees are nice and wide. Sit hips to heels, even if they don't touch. And then from there, walk your hands out long in front of you. So you're taking a big stretch. So as just about everybody on the planet knows, I have a new puppy. And I can tell you this is definitely a favorite puppy pose. They take a big stretch here. So keep walking your fingers out further and further, stretching into the arms, sitting back into your hips. So this is a very active child's pose. And then let your forehead come to the ground when you're as low as you can get. Put the elbows on the mat and just bring your hands to prayer overhead. We're going to take about a minute or so here. Let's go ahead and start to walk the hands forward. Come up onto your fingertips and look forward here. Now we're going to crawl the fingertips forward as we start to rock forward and bring the knees together. And leading with your chin and your heart, start to sink down towards the mat. So you can bring your forehead to the mat if that feels better. If you have the range of motion in your shoulders, you might get your chin all the way to your chest. There's an arch in your back. And then go ahead and rock forward into a little cat and cow. Take a few rounds here, just kind of stretching it out, whatever feels good. And then we're gonna find our way all the way down to the mat. So come all the way down to your belly here. And you don't have to do the push-up if you don't want to. Your right arm is going to come out nice and long, and we're just going to roll onto that shoulder. You can bend your knees here. You can put your left hand in front of you to hold you up. I love this stretch. You can do this against a wall too. Let's go ahead and find our way to the other side. So just rolling, left arm reaches out. So make sure that that arm comes straight out from the shoulder, palm is down on the mat, and then go ahead and roll yourself over. You can put your head on a block. Go ahead and unwind, unravel. And we're coming back to that tabletop again. So hands and knees, however you want to get there. Again, you don't have to do the push-up. You can slide up and back. And then just take a few rounds here of cat and cow, squiggle and wiggle, whatever you want to call it. If something feels nice and juicy, go ahead and linger there. If something feels a little tender, you might want to push into it. All right, my friends. Left hand comes down. Left knee comes in towards the midline. You're going to reach that right arm up and open, and then slide that right arm underneath. Left arm is going to reach out in front of you. If you want, you can take this left foot and step it out to the side, kind of like a kickstand. And then maybe even take that left arm and grab your right thigh. It just helps maybe open up the shoulder a little. Go ahead and release. Left hand comes down, left knee comes in. Sweep that right arm up, and then go ahead and plant it down. And we're gonna go to the other side. Right arm left arm reaches up. Look up, and then watch it go underneath you as you come on down. Right hand walks, right foot steps out. And then go ahead and walk the hand back, bring the knee in, sweep that left arm up, and then place it down on the mat. All right, so go ahead and grab onto that block, come on up onto your toes here, and we are actually going to find a yogi squat. So if you are a total squat master, you might not need the block. I need the block. So I'm going to sit on it on the lowest, kind of the medium side here. And what we want is we want our feet on the mat planted. So position your feet so that the heels are on the mat. So if you are a, kind of a squat master, but your heels are up, you want to maybe use the block or stack a couple of blocks so that you can get the heels down, because we're using this as a restorative pose, okay? So then I want you to elbows inside your knees, hands come to prayer. So you're kind of doing that isometric hold in the middle. Remember that, I don't think it was Jane Fonda, it was the one that came after her. I must increase my bust, pushing the hands together. It's kind of what you're doing here. So you're going to feel this from the palms all the way up the arms and into and across the pecs, the chest, right? That's going to kind of squeeze the the knees out, but keep the feet planted. So from here, you're thinking, now I have a mirror so that I can see, but shoulders are stacked right over the hips and you're kind of rooting down in through those feet. So there are a lot of things happening in this shape. And then just take a few rounds of breath here. Try to find stillness. Try to find a little bit of kind of ease, even though this pose is kind of a doozy. And we only have about another 40 seconds or so here. Maybe closing your eyes. Relaxing your jaw. Trying to release the toes. You're almost there. 10 more seconds. That's why we're using a block. Okay, there's no good way out of this. Go ahead and release your hands. You can rock forward. Like I said, there's no good way out of this. You can rock forward, take that block and slide it out of the way, and then come on down onto the mat. Now I promised you a Shavasana, and that's where we're going. So feet are on the mat, knees are bent. We're coming all the way down. Hands can be wherever it feels good. You can fold your knees on top into each other. You can reach your legs out long. You can take advantage of that squat shape that we just did and bring the soles of the feet together. Whatever feels amazing here, Yogi. This is where I leave you. If you have time, you might spend a few moments here just focusing on your breath. If this is all you have for today, you can slowly start to come back to your seat. Whatever it is that you choose, have a fabulous rest of your day, Yogi. Namaste.